IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. Also brought to you by Fairfield Medical Center, North Body Shop, Fairfield Federal, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Pizza Cottage, The Carriage Company, Fairfield County Adam H., The Savings Bank, Sheridan Funeral Home, Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, Buckeye Lake Marina, The Pink Cricket, Clear Sky Rehabilitation Hospital, Fairfield DD, and Buckeye Toyota.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Interface Video Productions High School Football Game of the Week. I'm Jared Stewart alongside Tim Shoemaker and down on the field, Marion Royster. Tonight we're at Fulton Field. It's homecoming night 2025 as the Lancaster Golden Gales host the Logan Chieftans. Lancaster comes in at 1-5, Logan 0-6. Tonight's pregame brought to you by Personal Touch Party Rentals, serving the Central Ohio area since 2003. Carol and Eric Whittington would like to invite you to stop by Personal Touch Party Rentals on Hubbard Drive in Lancaster or check them out at personaltouchparty.com. Shu, let's jump right in and talk about these two teams. Of course, you've talked to both the coaches, and it seems like anytime these two teams play, there's a little bit of a buzz in the air. And I think this year, even though both of them are down record-wise, they both feel like tonight's a game that they have a chance to pick themselves back up and get a win. Yeah,
it's an opportunity. You got to keep, playing and practicing to get better, and it's a chance tonight. Lancaster's coming off 5 losses in a row, and Logan has yet to win a game. But both coaches are talking about what's the process we can do to get better. Not worried about the result. You got to practice better. You got to tackle better. You got to block better. That's the theme tonight, and we'll see who does that better. Let's bring in the third member of our broadcast crew, Marion Royster, down on the field. Marion, if there's an injury that can happen, Lancaster has experienced it, whether it's a finger, a toe, a knee, an ankle. They've experienced a plethora of injuries this season, and it's come back to haunt them. They've had to fill in guys left and right. But I think one bright spot that they've found over the last couple of weeks is Brody Brocco has really stepped in and done a nice job in place of Brody Burke.
Yeah, Jared, it's a little hard to hear you there, but I think you were talking about the injuries. Yeah, just a lot of unfortunate luck so far this season for Lancaster. When you get hit with that injury bug, it's really tough to, kind of get your momentum going, especially when you have a team, that relies on so much cohesiveness as the Lancaster Golden Gales do. But they're continuing to fight through it. I know that they're gaining confidence. The one good thing, if there is a silver lining about injuries, is that you get your young guys a lot of good experience, and they're able to really show what they can do and give other people opportunities. So I'll be interested to see what happens with those opportunities for the Gales tonight.
Tim, for Logan and first-year head coach Jimmy Payton, a big bright spot. We saw this kid last year as a sophomore. Carson Tootle, their quarterback, just a really smart player, and he gets better and better every week. Yeah, he's a good player, and Coach Payton talked about how much he's improved just in practice daily. His throws are better. His making decisions from the quarterback position, very vital. Yeah. Tonight's kickoff is brought to you by Sheridan Funeral Home. Sheridan Funeral Home is proud to be supporting high school football. They've been serving the communities of Lancaster and Fairfield County for over 100 years. It will be the Gales to kick off to Logan. And another player, Shu, that we failed to mention is one of their playmakers. Jameer Gordon is just a fabulous running back. And he's even a guy who, time to time, he's had some limps here and there. But when they can get him the ball and get out in space, catch. Tremendous play up at Groveport. Also, he was just outstanding. It'll be Wyatt Crutch to kick it off for the Gales, and we are underway from Fulton Field on homecoming night. Kickoff will be taken at the 15-yard line by the Chieftans. Coming up across the 30, that's number 1, James Payton for the Chieftans. Tonight's keys to the game brought to you by North Body Shop. Since 1979, Mark and the team at North Body Shop has been providing professional auto collision repairs on all makes and models. Don't think of going anywhere else to get your vehicle looking like new again. And when you see the Chieftans come out, Jared, they're going to line up probably in a spread formation unless they've changed some things. But Carson Tootle is going to be impressive. He's 6'3", 190 pounds. We see the Chieftans come out now. Tootle is the junior starting quarterback, 6'3", as you mentioned. In the backfield with him is Ethan Courtney. He's had a pretty good season himself at running back, as Tootle will be out of that shotgun formation. Lots of resetting on 1st and 10. Tootle will hand it off to Courtney, left side, and the Gales are right there to stop it. Looks like the first man in there for the Gales was number 25. That's Bryce Fox.
Yeah, excellent penetration by the defensive line, just nowhere to go.
Second down and 11, upcoming for the Chieftans. Again, they'll reset. Tootle comes, or rather, Courtney comes back behind Tootle. Takes a handoff right up the middle. Nice hole there. And he's going to pick up about 6 on the play. Jackson Nutt on the stop for the Gales. .50 on a running first quarter clock. No score yet from Fulton Field. The Chiefs with their first possession of the night. Jim Carver resets to the left side. Tootle again gives to Courtney. And going to be wrapped up before he gets to the 40-yard line. Landon Knox in on the stop. And Logan going to. It will be Courtney way back deep for the Gales. Is another one of their playmakers, Drew Whitlatch. He's had some impressive returns this year, both in punts and kickoffs. This is going to be a short punt, kind of shanked. And it takes a bounce and goes out of bounds right about the 47-yard line. Gales will have excellent field position to start this first drive. See who comes out at quarterback. I know that Brody Burke is close. He's close to being back. He is dressed tonight, but I'm just not sure if he's quite there to make passes that he might need to make, or even handoff.
Well, you know, when you've only practiced partially, you're really not ready for Friday night.
First and 10 Gales. It'll be Brockle out of the shotgun. Jameer Gordon to his left, and to his right is Quentin Green. Oh, Jameer Gordon took the screen pass, slips down immediately, and that's going to be a loss in the play of a couple. Actually, more of a loss than I thought.
Yeah, 4 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just trying to get the ball to your playmaker. You know,
right.
We just talked about Jameer and get him out in space. And there's something I want to talk about later on that I've been asking coaches every week now, because what I've seen, and I'm certainly not an expert, but I haven't seen great tackling.
Yeah.
And I just asked some impressions of some people, why and what they think. It was.
I have a thought on that. Big hit there on the attempted pass to Drew Whitlatch. Coming in to make the stop with the contested pass was Hayden Harper, a freshman for Logan.
Some of it, I think, has been how the game has changed.
Yeah.
And watch here on the replay. Just a little too much air in that, Jared.
Yeah, I think, you know, with kind of rule changes and with
Yes.
how much time you're allowed to hit in practice, and obviously trying to keep guys healthy as well.
Well, look here. We have 4 wide people.
Yeah.
Now there's not so many people. It used to be everybody's in the box,
Yep.
Jared.
Brockle's pass is almost intercepted. It was intended for 81 for the Gales. That is Kyson Jones.
Yeah, timing not real good right there.
James Payton on the coverage there for Logan. So positive defensive stand if you're Coach Payton for Logan. He's got to be happy about that.
And guys, I'm a little surprised that Lancaster came out with 3 straight passes there.
Yeah.
I think that one of their advantages was their size advantage. I expect to see them run the football. Maybe we'll see more of that later on tonight.
Low snap on the punt. The punt does get away and takes a nice Lancaster bounce. Did that hit the Logan player?
I don't think so.
Some of the fans think it did, but it did not. So it'll be, well, are they going to? Oh, the one official threw the beanbag.
Yeah, the orange bag is out. That usually means that it's a live ball or a fumble or whatnot.
See right here on the replay. It's hard to tell. It kind of changed directions.
It looked like
didn't
it changed.
Yeah, and the one official threw the beanbag. Huh.
Since nobody actually, responded immediately, I think they just let it go.
Shu, we talked about injuries. One of the injuries, Lancaster, is Ethan Chambers. He's a offensive and defensive lineman, but he's also their punter. He's had some great punts this season. He got injured last week at Pickerington Central, and he is out tonight. So they're forced to play a backup punter, but they got a nice roll on that first punt of the game just a little bit ago. Here's Tootle rolling out the pass. Going to tuck it in and run. Good decision there as Tootle gets across the 31, stays on his feet, dives forward close to the 35. Havlicek on the stop for Lancaster.
Watch here, he just clears the contain, Jared. You got to keep the quarterback in the box if you can.
And then watch how he spins out of this.
Well, 6'3", when you fall forward, that's a couple yards,
Good look there on our pink cricket replay. I'll tell you about pink cricket in just a moment. 2nd down and 3 for the Chieftans. 8:15 and counting here in the first quarter. Tootle takes the high snap, hands it off to Courtney right up the middle, and it's going to be just shy of the first down yardage.
Yeah, I think we have a 3rd and 1 here.
Replays tonight are brought to you by the Pink Cricket Restaurant, where strangers don't remain strangers for long, and the company is always welcome. Come join our friends and family at the one and only Pink Cricket Restaurant, doing it great since 1938. I do believe they did some remodeling and just reopened this past week.
That's what I heard.
Gonna have to get in there and check it out. Here we go, 3rd down and 1 for the Chieftans. See if the Gales can get a stop. Tootle with Courtney to his right. It will be Courtney taking the handoff. He's got the first down, I think. Maybe not.
It's going to be right at the spot. I think he signaled first down.
He was hit right at the line of scrimmage. Hunter Metz on the stop. Watch.
Yeah, he gained the yard.
Okay.
But not by much.
I thought it was Hunter Metz on the stop, but it was not. 1st and 10 for the Chiefs. Splitting out wide to the right side is Hayden Harper. Mentioned him earlier on defense, just a freshman. This is a team that only starts one senior. So a very young squad for Coach Payton. Here's James Payton on the receiving end. They get about 3 or 4 on the play. I don't think there's any relation there. I think Coach Payton's kids are younger, aren't they?
No, this is his son.
That's his son? Okay.
Yeah, and he's the leading tackler on the team. So
how about that?
He's getting a taste of varsity football really fast here.
Sophomore, 6 foot 182, wide receiver and strong safety. 2nd down and 5 for the Chieftains. 6:26 and counting here in the first quarter.
Yeah, trips to the other side now.
Tootle fires a pass. It's intercepted out of the hands of the intended receiver and right into the hands, I believe that's Braylon Young, number 10 over on the far side. It was Braylon Young on the interception. He's in the right spot at the right time.
Well, they needed to break defensively.
They did.
And they need to make. Talk to coaches every week. You got to mix. You got to force turnovers. There you go.
The pass had some zip on it, didn't it?
It did.
Right through the hands of his intended receiver.
Okay, now we'll see if what Marion was talking about, seeing if Lancaster's going to line up and try to run the football a little bit.
Baraka will have Gordon behind him out of that pistol formation. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. And here is, no, it's a fake to Gordon. Going to loft one to the end zone. It's going to be caught, but I think he's out of bounds.
Yeah.
Whitlatch was out there. Good coverage, by the way, as well. Number 14 for Logan, Cohen Hartman on the coverage. He was step for step with Whitlatch.
Didn't get fooled by the handoff there.
No, he didn't.
Not only was he step for step, guys, he knew enough to use the sideline to his advantage there, and knew he didn't have to, do too much, and if the ball forced the receiver out of bounds, and he did his job.
Yep. 2nd and 10. Here is Gordon trying to get to the outside, has blockers out there. Whitlatch with a good block. It's going to spring Gordon all the way down inside the 5, and Gordon going to be out, looks like at the 1-yard line.
Little stretch play here, and he stretched it all the way to the sideline. There was no contain on the defensive side.
Here it is on the Pink Cricket replay. Look at the blockers out there. Great job by Carruthers, as well as there's Carruthers right there running with him, and Whitlatch had a big block. If those guys aren't there blocking, that's not going for very much. And the Gales will punch it in for the touchdown. It's Jameer Gordon finishing it off. That's where turnovers will kill you. And Lancaster did a good job of taking advantage of the turnover by Logan. On to kick the extra point will be Wyatt Crutch. Kick is up, and it is good. 5:54 to play in the first quarter. Gales up 7-0.
And with that score, Jared, tonight's first half scoreboard sponsor is the Buckeye Automotive family. The Buckeye Honda, Nissan, and dealerships would like to wish all the local athletes best of luck this season. Learn more at buckeyecars.com.
Some other games going on around the area tonight and tomorrow as well that we'll be checking on. Pickerington Central at 5-1. They're going to be at Newark, who's 3-3. I tell you what, Newark gave a scare to Canal Winchester last week.
They did.
Pickerington North also 5-1. They go to 0-6 Central Crossing. It's Taze Valley at 4-2. They'll be at Canal Winchester, an old Mid-State League battle there. That's going to be a good one. Bloom Carroll's at Logan Elm. It's Sheridan at Philo. That should be a good one as well. Sheridan at 4-2, Philo at 5-1. Maysville is at New Lexington. How about the season New Lex is having? Your alma mater, Shu.
Yep, two sets of Panthers playing tonight.
Yeah, 6-0 is New Lex. Liberty Union is at Fairfield Union, a battle in the Mid-State League Buckeye. Lucas makes the long trip down to Amanda Clear Creek. Also, we'll get to the rest of the slate. We've got 2 more games tonight and 2 tomorrow. We'll get to those after this kickoff from Wyatt Crutch. Kick goes down to the 11-yard line. It's taken by Peyton. Peyton gets across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Huron Heights from Ontario in Canada will be at Harvest Prep tomorrow night. Huron Heights is 6-0. Harvest Prep at 2-3. Grove City Christian at Burn Union tonight. That should be a good one as well. Grove City Christian 5-1. Burn Union 4-2. Miller is at Fairfield Christian tonight. And then one more tomorrow night right here at Fulton Field. It's Millersport taking on the Fisher Catholic Irish. So a full slate of games around the area. We'll be checking those scores from tonight's games as we go along. It'll be 1st and 10 for Logan. See what they can do after the Gales score. Gales took advantage of an interception and took it right in for the 6. Tootle tucks it, and it's going to be brought down after a gain of about 1. Boy, he had that ball held out there almost. Whew. I don't know if you saw that, Marion. That thing, one little hit, and that thing would have been loose.
I did see it, and I was sweating right along with you guys. I was like, oh, gosh, put it away, kid.
Yeah.
They call that the loaf of bread?
Yeah.
Yeah, high and tight, high and tight.
Yep.
That's what they used to tell us.
Logan's got the Alabama look to their helmets. Obviously, it's purple, but that just one stripe and the numbers on the side.
Yeah, these are new.
Yeah, I didn't think that. I think they had the arrow, didn't they?
Yeah, and the arrow.
Yeah.
And they've had some different things over the years. So
I like this look. Gales jump early, so that'll move them up 5. Makes it 2nd down and 4. Tell you about our officials here momentarily. It's nice nowadays, these stadiums that have the speakers have the official piped in. I can still remember when the program that you would buy at the gate had the officials' signals.
that's right. That's right.
Offense, number 77.
have to memorize the scores because he tells you what it is.
That's right. And here they are. Referee is Brett Prince, who you just have heard. Umpire Bruce Miles. The head linesman is Chad Fields. Line judge is Phil Loudon. The back judge is Mike Caden. And the center judge is Christopher Cheney. This is a crew from near the Hillsborough area down toward Dayton.
All right. 2nd and 9 for the Chieftans after that penalty. They got that 5 yards taken right back away that they had just gained on the Lancaster offsides. Tootle rolling out, hits Peyton at the 35-yard line. Peyton takes 3 guys to bring him down at the 40. He'll get out to the 41. Bring up a 3rd down and 2.
Guys, I got to admit, I am much of last year, but the of them, they were doing a much better job up front with their pass protection so far tonight. I really got to credit the offensive line. You know, they're really picking up their assignments, not letting anybody leak through on the Lancaster defensive front. And if they can, they'll get some momentum going and keep this one close and maybe pull it out.
Yep. 3rd down and 2, 3:40 and counting here in the first quarter. Courtney will stand to the left of Tootle. Carson drops back to pass. It's a screen pass to Courtney, and he slipped and fell. That's twice we've seen, one for Lancaster and one for Logan, just slipped and fell right as they make the catch.
Well, we can't blame it on the wetness.
Right.
I mean, it's how dry has it been?
That brings them back now, 4th down and 4, and they will be forced to punt. And Tim, as Mario was talking about, you know, looks like Logan, especially up in that offensive front, doing a nice job and improving. You've talked to some people at Logan, and they're very happy and impressed with what Coach Payton has brought to this program already in year 1, regardless of the record.
Well, I think the word that, you know, as we see the punt stop down there at the 23, it's a process, Jared.
Yeah.
If you're in coaching long enough, you'll go through some of these. And Coach Payton didn't take this job not knowing where things had stood for the last few years. So it's an opportunity for him to come in. He had success at Warren Local, which really had never had a lot of football success. And Coach Payton here in his first year, he's just trying to change, you know, they call it the culture, but I think that involves work ethic, attitude, and all those things of understanding the amount of work that it takes. If you want to be successful, it's not given to you.
Right.
You have to earn it.
And Coach Payton knows all about that because he played for Coach Lutz down at Ironton, and he was a state runner-up quarterback in 1999. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that championship loss was to Amanda Clear Creek.
I think you're correct. I mean, I would have to go to the archives to double check, but I think you're correct about that.
And then I do believe that Coach Payton even won a junior college national championship in college as well, and spent some time in the military.
Yeah, he was a ranger in the military, so you know he's used to hard work and no excuses and getting it done. I think it'll happen.
Yeah,
I really do. I just think if you stay on task and you demand those things, I think deep down that's what kids want.
And it's only going to help them as well to get into a conference where they fit a little more with their enrollment and what they have to work with down there as Jameer Gordon runs for a first down here up near the 40-yard line.
Yeah, as you just mentioned, they're going to join the Mid-State League Buckeye in 2 years. In 27, yeah. They're going to not be in the OCC. And in all reality, it has nothing to do with this and that. It has to do with the enrollment numbers and where they're getting to. And you've got to be in a situation where your kids have an opportunity to compete.
Right.
And that's all you ask for. And maybe 20 years ago, this would not be a problem.
Yeah.
But today, it's a whole different scenario that's going on.
Defense, number 55, 5-yard penalty, first down.
I mean, you look at Hocking County, and the truth is, we talked about this off the air before the game started. It's not a place where they're growing as far as people moving in. It's growing as far as tourism. But that doesn't help the schools much, enrollment.
Boy, Gordon.
He's tough.
That wasn't him that time.
That was Green on the carry. Quentin Green, he's had a good season as well.
Yeah, Coach Schooley mentioned him, how much he's getting better and how hard he's working.
Yep. Here he is again, right up the middle, this time again on the left side, across the 40. I mean, they'll take eight yards every carry on him.
Yeah, those are just tough yards right there.
Going to get a breather here as Gordon comes back in. They're both going to stay in.
Now they're running the ball out of a different formation here now. You see you got no back with wings.
Green in motion. He takes the handoff, coming around from left to right, and there's a flag. That might be a hold. As Green lost the football, it's loose, and Logan falls on it. If the penalty is on Lancaster, it's not going to matter, as Logan's going to come away with the turnover.
Yeah, it was a hold out on the corner, Jared.
Get the official call here.
Holding. Offense. Number 4. That penalty is declined. First down, Logan.
Nothing like getting your name called out over the loudspeaker, is there?
Yeah.
Yeah, see right there?
Yep.
Just got to let him go.
Right. So Logan now takes over after the fumble recovery.
As Marion said, get it high and tight. That was not high and tight.
That thing went a long ways.
Well, when you play on carpet, those things happen.
Yeah. First and 10 for Logan. Tootle back to pass and overthrows his intended receiver. That's Peyton. Yeah, you know, I was here last night with my daughter watching a high school girls soccer game, and that's a different sport as well on turf.
Yes.
I mean, that ball just goes.
It's fast.
Yeah. After the incomplete pass, it'll be second down and 10. We're at 34 seconds to play in the first quarter here on homecoming night at Fulton Field. They had the parade beforehand as the band, the cheerleaders, and some of the other sports teams came down Arbor Valley Drive into the stadium. Tootle back to pass, good coverage downfield by the Gales. Tootle trying to just make anything happen, and a good decision there, just throws it away.
You know, you talk about that. We've got really good crowd here tonight on both sides.
Yeah, you're right.
This is impressive. Students are out down here for Lancaster.
You know, Logan as well. I mean, both these teams, Logan and Lancaster, it doesn't matter, it seems, what the record is. They support their teams.
They've always supported, and I think, you know, Logan will, you know, the people in the Mid-State League in 2 years will find out. Logan will travel.
Yeah. Look at the student section. It's neon night tonight in the student section.
Don't stare at it.
Tootle on third down and 10, looking to pass, rolls near side, launches one to the near sideline, and it's out of bounds, intended for number 12, Hayden Harper.
Well, I like the fact they're moving the ball, but the point where he can get set. That's making those completions on the run.
Gales defense does a nice job. After the offensive turnover, they do a nice job holding Logan here, and they should get pretty good field position after this punt. The last punt that Courtney made was a shank. It went off his foot, off the side of his foot, and did not go very far. Whitlatch stands at the 40-yard line. Much better punt this time, angling toward the opposite sideline. Whitlatch comes all the way to the other side and will be brought down right about the 38-yard line of Logan.
Number 9, Aiden Lambert, number 14,
8 seconds showing here on the first quarter clock. Brody Brockle, the junior quarterback for the Gales. You know, one thing, we talked about the injuries, but one thing we did not mention is when you have injuries, you're forced to move guys around. So when Brockle, or when Brody Burke got hurt and Brockle goes to quarterback, obviously he's a backup quarterback, so they know that might happen, but it takes him off defense then. So then they got to find somebody to fill in there.
Yeah, it's a total chess game at some point once things happen and players aren't available and you have to move one person to another, and it's just like a domino effect, Jared. But that's why I used to always say it's why we have a team.
Yeah, you're right.
Players have to be ready to play.
Never know when your number is going to be called. Brockle back to pass, stands in the pocket, dumps it out. It's Whitlatch to the 30-yard line, still on his feet, out of bounds at the 25 of Logan. And that's how the first quarter ends with the Gales on the move.
Lancaster, Coghlan, first down.
How about the poise of Brockle? I mean, he just dropped back and just stayed there. I mean,
He takes his time.
yeah.
Which is a good sign.
He didn't get happy feet at all.
Lancaster High School Athletic Department would like to recognize the following gold business.
Let's say thank you to the Savings Bank. Founded in 1912, the Savings Bank prides itself on providing an exceptional banking experience while passionately investing in the communities it serves. Let the Savings Bank help your business with the latest in banking tech, delivered with the hands-on support expected from a true community bank. From mobile solutions to products that help keep your finances secure, their Smart Business Suite offers convenience and peace of mind. Learn more online at the savingsbankohio.bank, member FDIC.
I want to ask Marion, as a running back, you spent many years running the football very successfully. You know, obviously you want the football. Jameer Gordon, it's no lie. He wants the football. He wants to make plays. But Quentin Green also can get it done with his legs. How important is that as a running back to have another guy that can give you a breather?
Oh, it means the world, Jared. I mean, it really does. I was fortunate enough. My junior year, we had a really good stable of backs. I had myself and a running back by the name of Joe Wiley, who was incredibly talented. He was a senior. I was a junior. When I went down, I broke my foot my junior year. It completely changed the complexity of our team. We just couldn't do the things that we wanted to offensively. It allowed the defense to key on one particular player in the backfield. It's just such a nice luxury to be able to have two runners that you're confident with, that can make big plays, and can do a lot with the football. So it's a credit to Lancaster that they're able to use both of those backs to their advantage. And as far as the rhythm goes, just allowing those guys just to keep playing, keep them in there and get them as many touches as you can. It's always a good thing.
Yeah. You know, that's something it seems like Lancaster has always had. They've, traditionally been the wing T program, not necessarily this year, but they've always had multiple backs that they could go to. 2nd down and 7 here for the Gales. Brockle sends Gordon in motion, hands it to Green right up the middle, and Green across the 20-yard line down near the 15. And it'll be shy of the first down by a couple.
Well, both backs do a great job of getting yards after contact. Jameer's tremendous with it, but I tell you, Green has really improved, and we see that happening here.
Green is a senior. Wow. Gordon is just a junior. Brockle keeps it himself and has the first down. No need for a tush push there. There was a hole there for him.
Brockle on the keep.
Went right through it and got the, maybe not. Have they moved it? Now they're moving the chains.
First down.
Now the goal is you got to take care of the football down here.
Right.
You're getting the push you want. You're getting yards on the ground. Had good field position with this drive. Now you got to take care of the ball.
Gales lead at 7-0. 10:34 and counting here in the second quarter. Brockle, nobody in the backfield with him.
Brockle with the keep.
Awkward looking on the takedown there as Brockle kept it himself, but he does pick up 4 on the play.
Aiden Lambert, number 24, Ty Gonzalez.
Gonzalez was in on the tackle for Logan. We mentioned earlier, this is a team that really only plays one senior. This is a lot of sophomores, a lot of juniors, even some freshmen in there. This is going to be a team to watch out for in the next few years. Brockle hands it to Gordon, and he's met right away as soon as he took the handoff. 24, Ty Gonzalez once again gets in there on him.
Yeah, why not? I mean, when you look at it, the Chieftans have had trouble scoring all year. They're only averaging 7 points per game. So bottom line is you got to rely on your defense to make something happen. And they did right there. See on the replay.
Gonzalez, 2 plays in a row, makes the big stop. 3rd down and 9 here for Lancaster. Gordon stands to the right of Brody Brockle, the quarterback. He's got 3 receivers out to the left, 1 to the bottom. That's Pompey. Brockle dumps it off, and it's tipped. And incomplete, I believe, 81. Mason Hamilton got in there. We got late flags coming in from all over the place.
Well, Jameer responded there, and they always catch the second person responding.
Yep. Here's the call.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense, number 4, it's a 15-yard penalty, 4th down.
Yeah, that's a big penalty because it backs them up to where they can't even attempt a field goal, even if they wanted to.
Yeah, watch it. Try set the screen. Good job by defensive lineman. And then just gets a little bit of an extra little bump, and he retaliated.
Yeah.
So,
And you know, obviously he let his frustration go there. In defense of those two Logan guys, one had his back shielded. He couldn't tell if he caught the ball off the bounce or in the air, but good to see a couple of the Lancaster guys come up and talk to Jameer real quick after that play. 4th down and 24 here for Lancaster. They need to get to the 5-yard line for a first down. Brockle back to pass, has pressure. Now he's got more time. Fires over the middle, and it's incomplete. Could have been caught by 2 different Gales, but it falls incomplete. So another big defensive stop for Logan. That's a big one right there.
Yeah.
Gales knocking on the door in the red zone and can't punch it in.
well, that's 2 times now. We've had a fumble, and then we had a penalty that moved them back and makes their offense ineffective.
Right.
And, guys, even before the penalty, that was a heck of a play by Hamilton, the defensive end on that.
Yeah.
He snuffed it out.
Yeah.
You know, saw the screen coming, and, they used to tell our defensive lineman, I didn't play there, but they used to tell our defensive lineman, if that guy's letting you go for a reason, you should know something's up, something's coming behind you. And he did a great job of recognizing that, staying back, staying home, and making the play on defense to get that tip.
So Tootle brings them out for another series of offense. They trail at 7-0. 9:04 to play here in the first half. Tootle fires out in the flat over on the right side across the 30-yard line. On the reception was number 4, Wyatt Allen. No, check that. It was number 1, James Payton. Short gain on the play. 2nd down and 7 upcoming. Tootle runs all the way to the sideline to get the play and then brings it back to the huddle. Preston Clement splits down to the bottom of the screen. High snap. Tootle did a nice job just to bring it in, then gets it off to Payton, and he gets up near the 35-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down.
Speaking of tackling, that's a good job right there on the perimeter of tackling. Yep. And I think that's another thing when we get into this tackling thing here. Notice how many offenses are spread. Even if they want to run the ball, they're putting people in space and trying to isolate your players.
Right.
And it's harder.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
My question to the coaches is, well, then how do you teach it better, and what are you doing in practice?
Right.
Because I don't know. I don't have the answer. I just said I've noticed so much more. And Coach Schoonover had he really enjoyed talking about how we got to get better at doing that.
3rd down and 5 for the Chieftans. Courtney on the give up across the 35. Good job on containment there by the Gales. Hunter Metz on the stop for Lancaster.
Yeah, had a nice initial hold there, but it closed really fast.
It did. Brings up a 4th down and 2. And I would say that their offense stays on the field. However, Courtney is the punter, and Carson Tootle stays in for punts as well. So who knows what they'll do here.
Right.
Actually, Tootle has punted some this year as well.
I mean, this is the first weekend we're having games here in October.
Yeah.
How about that? We're week 7.
It's crazy, isn't it?
I know.
Does look like they'll go for it. Tootle out of the shotgun, Courtney to his right, or maybe they're going to try to draw Lancaster off sides.
Prey on their discipline.
And Coach Payton takes a timeout.
Yeah, good
Hey,
idea.
it's worth a try, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He checked people's discipline.
Yeah. So 7:24 to play in the first half. Logan takes the timeout. They trail at 7-0, and it probably will be a punting situation now for the Chieftans. Checking some scores around the area tonight. No score listed yet for Miller and Fairfield Christian. Also no score listed Grove City Christian and Byrne Union. Amanda Clear Creek leads Lucas 14-0. Tell you what, Lucas, that's a team, we saw them.
The Cubs.
Yeah, in playoff action. They were tremendous.
They had a pretty good program
a handful of years ago. I think they've fallen on a little bit harder times right now. They come in, I believe, 0-6 tonight when they take on Amanda Clear Creek. Fairfield Union leads Liberty Union 21-0. There's no score listed for Bloom Carroll and Logan Elm. And we'll keep scrolling and see if we can find some more scores. Pickerington Central leads Newark 14-7. No score listed. Pick North and Central Crossing. Sheridan leads Philo 14-0. Shoe in the Battle of the Panthers. New Lexington all over Maysville, 28-0 in the first quarter.
I'm not shocked. I mean, that's a lot. But they're better than even people thought they were going to be.
Courtney, nice high end-over-end punt taken at the 30-yard line by Drew Whitlatch. Whitlatch across the 35, the 40. Whitlatch still on his feet to midfield. Flag comes flying on the near sideline. I think that's going to be it might be a personal foul. First, I thought it was going to be a sideline warning on some coaches, but I saw a Logan player all the way over here near the bench. So we'll see what that is. It might negate a really good return by Drew Whitlatch.
I don't know if it was an illegal block or.
Not sure. The flag is laying all the way back by the Lancaster bench near the track. And when I saw that flying in that direction, I thought that had to have been just a sideline warning. Maybe the official ran in to a coach. But then I saw a Logan player getting up from the Lancaster sideline. So we'll see what they call here.
Personal foul on the return team. Number 9, 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Another big 15-yard penalty on the Gales. That's the second one. The first one took them out of the red zone in a scoring situation that they were not able to take advantage of. Here's the return by Whitlatch.
I thought maybe
there blocking the
you
back,
might, but that wasn't too much. Just a little shove.
Plus it was past the play.
Yeah.
But again, it negates a really good return by Drew Whitlatch.
You know what they call that? Shooting yourself in the foot.
Yep. Man, that backs them all the way up to their own 37-yard line. Brockle on the option, pitches it out to Gordon. Gordon to the 40. Gordon still on his feet, stiff arms. He gets across midfield and out of bounds at the Logan 46-yard line.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen the option tonight. Again, it gets Jameer out on the end.
Yeah.
Watch right here how long he holds it. Just reading the defense, Brockle does. Blocking.
Watch this right here. That's a great look. Good camera work right there by our man on the field, Tom Russo. First and 10 for the Gales. Clock running at it stopped at 6:56 in the first half. Here's a reverse. Whitlatch with Brockle out blocking for him. Whitlatch across the 40, still on his feet. Whitlatch to the 35, and finally slung down at the 29-yard line of Logan.
Well, Drew's a playmaker.
He is.
You got to credit the Lancaster offensive staff finding ways to get Whitlatch the ball. You know, you have a backup quarterback in. Sometimes it's not as easy as if you have your starter in to get the ball to your wide receiver. So being creative and trying to get those guys the ball, excellent job. Yeah,
Mario, we were watching the replay as you were talking, and Brody Brockle went out there. It wasn't a big hit block, but he did enough. He got in the way enough of Courtney coming in that Whitlatch was able to get by him, and he was gone then.
I've heard some good coaches say not every good block is a pancake block.
Right.
That's right.
Got a Lancaster injury on the field. They cannot afford any more of those. That's Xavier Millizer, one of their offensive linemen. Certainly hope it's nothing too serious for Xavier.
Hey, as a reminder, you can find live and past games on our YouTube channel. Just search for CLN, your hometown connection, on YouTube to find games and other local programming. While you're there, make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any action. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, too. Just search for Interphase Video Productions.
If we get a chance, let's take a look at the schedules for these two teams, where they've been and where they're going for the rest of the season. There's Logan's.
Yeah, you can see, like we talked about, they've had they lost a tough game at Warren in week 3, but they just haven't been able to rack up any points,
Yeah.
Jared. And, you may say, well, the defense hasn't done great, but it's hard for the defense to be on the field so much.
Right.
It takes its toll eventually. But, as Coach Payton said, we just have to not worry about the result. We have to worry about process and how we're going to get there and the things we're doing.
Yeah.
So, because it's a whole change for them.
You look at the records of those other teams.
Oh.
I mean, obviously Reynoldsburg, Lancaster, 1-5, Warren 1-5, but those 6-0, 6-0, 5-1, 5-1. I mean, that is it's a gauntlet.
It is. You're playing good competition, so, as they say, if you don't like it, get better.
Yeah. We'll take a look at Lancaster's after this play. Here's Gordon trying to get to the outside using that stiff arm. Gordon to the 20, gets a block, and he's inside the 10-yard line, and Gordon down to the 8. Good job by Jameer Gordon on that run. Here's a Pink Cricket replay of that one.
Yeah, he just fended a younger player off of him there. And like I said, he is one of the best I've seen this year for getting yards after all the contact. He is. He's tough.
Look at Carson Tootle. Almost had that ball ripped away. He had his hands on it. Jameer did a good job that time of wrapping it up. First and goal for the Gales at the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 9, it looks like. Bracco with Green and Gordon beside him. Bracco keeps it himself, got a good block, and Brody inside the 5-yard line to about the 3.
Did a great job of pausing and finding the hole. Really good job.
Take a look at the Lancaster schedule right now.
As we come in, they go to Roansburg next week and then the Canal and then end with the rival game with the Wildcats. So if you keep getting better and you keep doing things better, you never know how to end up.
Second and goal upcoming. Clock rolls at 4:51 to play here in this first half. Pompey splits wide out to the left. Gordon in motion. He takes the handoff, trying to get outside of Tootle, but a great job by Carson Tootle to bring him down in the backfield.
Not fooled at all.
No, he was
job.
not.
I think Carson's the safety also here. He stepped right up and made a good play.
So third and goal for the Gales at the 6-yard line. Loss of 2 or 3 on that play. Play clock rolls down to 15 seconds, 4 minutes to play in the first half. Gordon behind Bracco in the pistol. Gordon does take the handoff, trying to get outside the tackle. What a hit there at the goal line. I think it was delivered by Gordon as he goes out of bounds. And it will be 4th and goal at the 1-yard line. We're inside, looks like about the 1.5. And Coach Schoonover will take a timeout. They'll talk about what they want to do here on this 4th and goal.
Yeah, big play. They've had opportunities again and have not finished drives.
Right.
So this will be big.
There's a shot of the cheerleaders. That's actually my daughter, Brooklyn. Neon 9. I don't know what that is around her eye, but speaking of the cheerleaders, we're going to do our best to try to get they're going to do a dance at halftime just before both the bands come on the field. So as we take it to our break, we'll get the cheerleaders dance that they did at their pep rally here at Fulton Field Wednesday morning. You say, why a pep rally on a Wednesday when homecoming's on a Friday? We didn't have school. The students didn't have school Thursday and Friday. It was professional development, so they had their pep rally on Wednesday. And they've started a new tradition of during football season, they have that pep rally here at Fulton Field.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, next week we got the 175th Fairfield County Fair, the last one in Ohio.
That's right.
And guys, I love the idea of having 2 days off during your homecoming week.
Yeah.
My gosh.
How about that?
That's fantastic.
and then they get 2 days off next week for Fairfield County Fair. How about that? Gordon straight ahead, stood up at the goal line, but I think he got in, and he did. Good job by Jameer Gordon, just fighting for that extra inch to get into the end zone.
Yeah, the Logan players are kind of shocked that they caught a touchdown, but I think from our look, there was enough thrust there. Oh, got a cross, Jared.
Let's see right here.
Good hit right there.
Yeah, right there, I think he's in, and then they pushed him back.
Yeah. And there is no review.
Right. Extra point is up and good from Wyatt Crutch, and the Gales take a 14-0 lead with 3:44 to play in the first half. And Tim, one thing that with this Gales team that I've noticed, it's been a rough season. They started off really strong on the road, getting a win in week number 1. They've since lost 5 in a row. And there have been some times in years past where a team like this can fall apart and they can have frustrations and they take it out on the field. You can just see them kind of let down. They have never let down. The effort has been there.
That's a great compliment for them.
And Coach Schoonover as well has talked about his players and how they have given effort no matter what the score is, no matter what the record is.
Yeah, he told me this week they're still practicing well.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, for what it is, all you can do is play the players you have.
Yeah.
And you can try to put them in position to be the best they can. And I think that's what they're trying to do.
I don't have an exact count of how many players they've had go out with injuries, but it's been a lot. On the offensive line, they've had skill guys out. Right now, they're without their starting quarterback, Brody Burke. They're without their tight end, Cam Griffith. I think this is the second or third week in a row he's been out. He's a big part of this offense. That's tough, and they've got some guys that have stepped in and are doing a good job. Kickoff return will be taken up to the 39-yard line. And that's where Logan goes on offense with 3:37 to play in the first half.
You mentioned Brody, but, his dad's one of the assistants on the Lancaster staff, and he was the head coach at Logan for 6 seasons. Yeah. A lot of people forget that. He was, I think I told you guys, I sent you a note earlier, he's one of the best linebackers that I've ever watched live at the high school level. He was outstanding.
6 years, you think 6 years, but here's the thing. You look at the history of Logan football, other than Dale Amix, who was there for many, many years and had a lot of success, Coach Burke he's been there. He was there 6 years, and I think that's like second or third in line after Amix for a number of years coached at Logan. So kudos to him, and he did have a season where his first season there won the SUAL.
Yes. Take people back. I don't want to show my age too much, but right before even Coach Amix took over, Clarence Perry was really successful. We go back a ways here at Interface, and we did some of those games. Those teams were good.
Yeah.
And they were deep, and they were really talented. But, things change. You go through years, and sometimes you need a little reboot, and I think that's what they're trying to do.
Do you remember the old Ed Sauer field? I think
it
was
Ed
Sauer. The press box was nothing to write home about. I remember doing games there on the radio years ago and just had a little tiny window to look out of.
It's like doing a game in that concession stand over there, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's actually giving them a little too much credit. That window was about the size of our little computer monitor.
Yeah, they
here.
called that the hilltop.
Yeah,
right there, and it's just every program has history, positive things, and somehow you got to try to link that to the current, and just as far as I understand all this, the number one way you get done is you go to work. You work on the fundamental skills. You work on the attitudes, you work on the effort areas, and over a period of time, it'll eventually grasp.
Right.
If the players buy in. But it takes time.
Yeah.
It can drop faster than it can be built back.
The other thing about both of these programs, look at the facilities they have.
Oh.
I mean, and Lancaster's getting a brand new high school, but look down at Logan. They've got that field house that's just unbelievable.
Well, their campus is outstanding.
Yeah, the football facility is great. The basketball facility, the big new field house. Their baseball field is all turf now. I mean, these schools are, I think, they'll see that pay off here real soon. You make improvements like that, people want to come there and be a part of it. Got a stoppage as a Logan player injured over on the far sideline. Never like to see that. I believe that I thought it was Courtney there for a minute, but I think it's
Hayden Arnold, guys, one of the linemen. It was actually kind of, I could see it from the backside here. He tried to make it to the sideline and kind of collapsed. So I don't know if it was a concussion or something like that, but very troubling sight.
Yeah.
I don't think you caught it on the cameras. Like I said, I saw it from behind, but
he definitely looks wobbly going off, doesn't he?
Yeah. Hope he's okay.
Yeah. So all the best to 55, Hayden Arnold. He's a junior, offensive and defensive lineman. Second down and 1. Actually, looks like less than 1 here for Logan. Close to midfield. Tootle takes the high snap. He's got pressure, and it's Landon Knock coming in and getting him, and finally wrapping him up and bringing him down with some help at the 35-yard line. Did the ball come out? It did, and it's Lancaster football. It's taken right away by the freshman for Lancaster. That's number 26. That's Josiah Caldwell. They call him JoJo, and he came right away with the football.
Yeah. This happens a lot when players try to keep, playing and make extra effort instead of going down. Just gets it torn away from him.
Yeah, JoJo just took it right away from him, didn't he? Or did it came out and JoJo picked it off the turf?
Yes.
Yeah, it's on the turf there.
Okay, this could be a big change in momentum right here. Even add on to the troubles.
Big recovery there for the Gales. 1st and 10 with 2:44 to play in the first half. They've got the ball in Logan territory at the 35-yard line. Bracco hands it off. Gordon running straight ahead, and he's close to 7 yards on the play.
His burst to the line of scrimmage is as good as you'll see.
Yep.
Yeah, guys, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, shoot.
No, I'm fine.
I was just going to say, when you talk about Jameer Gordon, you talk about his speed, you talk about his power. He runs hard through tackles, and he's got such great vision, guys. I don't even know which one he does the best of the three, really. I mean, he's the complete back.
Yeah.
If there ever was one, he's a really good football player.
And he's just a junior. He'll be back next year. Bracco going to keep it himself, and boy, this one was snuffed out right away by Logan. Getting in there, 45 for the Chieftans. That's Dalton Olvera.
Great play.
Yeah, it was. It seems like we've seen that all night. The Gales will have a nice play, get down close to first down yardage, and the next one it backs him up.
Well, he just came unblocked. He read it quick, and he just came through a hole that was, he had good vision seeing through it.
Yep. Peyton came in there as well and cleaned it up at the end. 3rd down and 5 for the Gales, 1:32 and counting on the first half clock. Bracco back to pass. Hits. That's Whitlatch. Whitlatch had some blockers out there. Gets across the 20. First down for the Gales.
He's just kind of slippery.
He is.
I don't know any other way to describe it. He just kind of makes yards, and you're thinking, it's not like you go, wow, but you look up and he's got a first down.
Yeah. Bracco again gives to Gordon. Gordon right up the middle, and Gordon goes all the way to the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, that's just.
He dragged the guy with him for the last 5 yards.
Yeah, he did. That's just tough running.
And as you said, he's like shot out of a cannon as soon as he takes the handoff.
Watch here. Boom.
Good job by the offensive line as well to open up that hole.
I mean, he had a definite opening.
Aaron Daniels and also Nick Brown opened up a big hole there for him to run through. They did a great job. And give Gordon another touchdown. Wyatt Crutch on to kick the extra point. It is up, and it is good. And the Gales take a 21-0 lead with 59 seconds to play in the first half. Coming up at halftime, we will have the halftime band show. You'll see the Lancaster Band of Gold. It'll be brought to you by the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Crematory and Monuments. Family owned and operated since 1889. Check them out at funeralhome.com. It'll also be brought to you by Fairfield Federal. Whatever you need, Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. That's the halftime band show to be coming up in 59 seconds. Actually, a little more than that. It shows that on the clock, but it'll be a little more than that. And as I mentioned, we will go to break showing you the Lancaster cheerleaders as well. And if it looks awkward when the Gales cheerleaders are cheering, it's because we are unable to play the audio due to copyright laws, so we might have different music going with their dance.
Okay.
Crutch to kick it off. Gales lead 21-0. Low kick, taken at the 22-yard line. Oh, big hit there. Wow, at the 32. Making the hit, I believe that's Bryce Fox, 25. So the Chieftans will have 53 seconds to work with here.
Yeah, you just want to be smart here. You don't want to do anything. You're clear back inside your own 35. You got to keep playing. I agree with that, but you also can't be too risky.
Right. So Tootle brings him out. He has Courtney to his right. One receiver split down to the bottom of the screen, one to the right. Here's Tootle handing off to Courtney right up the middle. Short gain on the play. Looks like they're going to be content to just run it out.
Yeah, I think that's wise.
Evans and Capretta in on the tackle. And now
Somebody-
Lancaster will call a timeout.
It's going to make them play. But is that Lancaster still? Yeah, they still have one left. So, but I don't know. Even if they call one more,
Yeah.
it'll be fourth down, and they'll have to do something. Logan will.
Well, and you give your playmaker Whitlatch
Yeah.
a chance to maybe return a punt or get it blocked or something. They face a second down and 9. 36 seconds are on the clock.
Well, I still say you run the ball, you
Yeah,
do whatever
absolutely.
you think you can gain some yardage, and then Lancaster uses their last time out.
Yep.
Then you see how much time is on it.
See what they do. Gales do have one more timeout. I'm sure Coach Schoonover has already told the official if he wants to use it or not as soon as the play is over. Tootle takes a high snap and incomplete pass. They won't have to use a timeout as the clock stops here.
Yeah, just a drop.
And, we saw that early in the interception. He's got that football.
Yes. And you have young receivers,
Yeah.
people who have not been in that position and
Right.
be available to catch. But at some point at the varsity level, you have to catch the football
Yep, you're right.
when it's thrown to you.
Third down and 9 here with 33 seconds on the clock. Tootle again takes the high snap, and Courtney wrapped up right away by Landon Knox. And Coach Schoonover will take that final timeout as Logan will be forced to punt with 28 seconds on the clock. It is not a situation where they can run around and try to run out the clock. Did you see that game? Was it the
Yeah.
college game last week?
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. I think some people that had money on the game weren't too happy.
No, not at all.
The crazy thing was he ran backwards so far. He could have fallen at like the 15-yard line. The time would have ran out, but he kept on going to the end zone and just fell in the end zone for the safety.
Why not?
Yeah,
I mean,
you're going to win anyway.
yes.
So the Gales will have a chance here on a punt return. Whitlatch has had some exciting returns already this year.
Well, sports situational stuff is critical, and you actually have to practice this
Yeah.
stuff. You have to spend a lot of time at it with clock situations, understanding timeouts, and actually understanding your opponent and how they're going to play.
Mm-hmm. Courtney gets the punt away. It's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
And it will not be returnable. He did a good job. Not only was it deep, but end over end, angled toward the far sideline and did not give Whitlatch a chance to return it.
About 48 yards on that kick with no return.
And I believe, I think you get the stats there, I believe that if that was 48 yards, that's his longest of the year. I think his long coming in was 42, 44, something like that.
Well, you're on top of the stats better than I am, that's for sure.
So we'll see if the Gales decide to do something with it here or just kneel on it. I think it was the right idea to call the timeout.
Yeah.
And maybe take a chance of getting a return.
Well, or they snap it over the head of the punter. You never know.
Right.
It looked like they had the block on for that one.
Yeah,
so
you're
they
right.
were coming after it to see if they could get a punt block.
Hey, you never know.
You never know.
Bracco will be out of the shotgun with Green to his right and Gordon right behind him.
Oh,
Green, I tell you, if that shoestring tackle wasn't
Yes.
there, he might have kept on going.
he had a lot of field right
He
there.
did. Clock now down to 10. I don't know if they're going to try to run another play. I don't think they're going to. They're going to take it to the locker room with a 21-0 lead here on homecoming night. The Gales take the lead into the locker room. Stay tuned. The halftime band show is coming right up. We're going to take a quick look at the Lancaster Gales cheerleaders. We'll take a break and then have the halftime band show coming up next on the high school football game of the week. Stay with us.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. Also brought to you by Fairfield Medical Center, North Body Shop, Fairfield Federal, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Pizza Cottage, The Carriage Company, Fairfield County Adam H., The Savings Bank, Sheridan Funeral Home, Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, Buckeye Lake Marina, The Pink Cricket, Clear Sky Rehabilitation Hospital, Fairfield DD, and Buckeye Toyota.
Hi, I'm Missy Deaver of the United Way of Fairfield County. At the United Way, our vision is to see that every individual in Fairfield County has access to the services and resources needed to live a successful and fulfilling life. This month, we're excited to be chosen by the Buckeye Family's Buckeye Cares program. That means they'll make a donation with each car sold this month. Thank you, Buckeye Family, for supporting us at the United Way of Fairfield County.
At Fairfield Federal, we believe true prosperity is shared. For 130 years, Fairfield Federal has invested in the community that built us. From supporting businesses that employ our neighbors, empowering the initiatives that strengthen our community, and serving generations of families, Fairfield Federal is proud to share this milestone of progress with our hometown. Fairfield Federal is your place for checking, savings, and home loans. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 402612.
He was a little 32-week baby. All of the nurses took such good care of me that I decided to go to nursing school when I was a little older, and now I'm actually working alongside some of the nurses that actually cared for me when I had my son.
Pizza Cottage offers a wide variety of specialty pizza and subs, along with other mouth-watering menu options. Dine in with us or choose carry-out or delivery to enjoy your dough on the go. Good pizza, good people, and great memories at Pizza Cottage.
Hi, I'm Carol Whittington, and I would like to invite you to stop by Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, located at 1540 Hubbard Drive in Lancaster. We are a small family-owned business and have been servicing the Central Ohio and Hocking Hills area since 2003. Graduations with a personal touch, weddings with a personal touch, corporate events with a personal touch. Please call us today for all your party rental needs, 740-689-6991.
Buckeye Lake Marina is a full-service marina offering new and used boats for sale. Brands like Bennington, Crown Line, South Bay, and Chaparral. They also do boat service, canvas repair, and custom boat covers, and they sell ethanol-free recreational fuel. Located in Millersport at 2920 Canal Drive, 740-467-2697. Online at BuckeyeLakeMarina.com.
Greetings from Fairfield DD. As we embrace the back-to-school season, we welcome the arrival of autumn and our cherished fall customs. Join us for Football Friday nights and the county fair. While you revel in the colorful season, let's also reflect on the positive changes we aspire to witness. At Fairfield DD, our goal is to foster a vibrant community where individuals lead lives of greater independence and make meaningful contributions. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram to discover more about our unwavering commitment to the community.
Swing into the Carriage Company and check out our sweet deals.
If you're looking for the best selection of clean, quality used vehicles, look no further than the Carriage Company. You'll feel secure with your purchase, knowing all vehicles undergo an extensive safety and service check prior to the sale. And all vehicles can be viewed online at carriagecompany.com. The Carriage Company, located at 1031 North Memorial Drive in Lancaster.
Wait!
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our 2 locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Clear Sky Rehabilitation Hospital. Our values and beliefs guide every decision we make, truly reflecting who we are at the core of our hospital. We are passionate about providing superior, personalized rehabilitative care. Our patients are our priority. Our staff goes above and beyond normal service expectations. Their training, knowledge, and expertise allow them to provide specialized quality care to our patients so they can recover to their highest levels of independence possible. When our patients come through our doors, they're limited in their abilities, but our goal is to help them return home quickly so they can get back to doing what they love.
To close out our show, the Varsity Chieftains dive into a bold, infectious track that plays with the power, desire, and the thrill of knowing exactly what you want. We'll leave Point and Pressure with a dance by Megan Dennis, C.M. West, Maisie Ward, Elijah Wolf, and Owen McDonald, all with a drum break by Tiffany Stevens and Megan Dennis, with swagger, style, and just the right amount of edge. Here's Sabrina Carpenter's Taste.
He's gone. Ryan Schneider down the near sideline for a touchdown for the Aces.
We have a hold on the offense, number 20. That penalty will be declined. They'll bring up fourth down.
And we're going to give you this game ball here because you're a Tiberios fan of the game. And thanks for being here, Jacob.
The Polar Bears are your OAC tournament champions, first time since 2009. What an exciting finish for the Ohio Northern Polar Bears.
Be very proud of this trophy because you've earned it.
Ladies and gentlemen, now taking the field, the 2025 Lancaster High School Band of Gold. Tonight, the Band of Gold is proud to present a portion of our 2025 Passionate Hero's Journey. Our first selection is this, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, the iconic hit by the English pop band Tears for Fears. Featuring Connor D'Amico, Chloe Miller, Laurel Wheatland, Ethan Combs, Lily Potts, Michaela Moraga, and Abigail Thompson. Tonight, the Band of Gold performs the closer of our 2025 production, Michael Doherty's Red Cake Tango, featuring Lydia Holbrook on trombone. Inspired by Superman's battle with Doomsday, this mysterious tango transforms into a dramatic, triumphant finale. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Field Commanders Sean King and Carrie Binkley in the 2025 Lancaster High School Band of Gold. Let's give another show of support for your 2025 Lancaster High School Band of Gold. The band is under the direction of Mr. Benjamin Factor, Assistant Director Ms. Taya Tennant, Percussion Instructor Mrs. Mallory Casserly, and Color Guard Instructor Ms. Megan Ball. Be sure to stay after the game to see the band perform.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. Also brought to you by Fairfield Medical Center, North Body Shop, Fairfield Federal, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Pizza Cottage, the Carriage Company, Fairfield County Adam H., the Savings Bank, Sheridan Funeral Home, Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, Buckeye Lake Marina, the Pink Cricket, Clear Sky Rehabilitation Hospital, Fairfield DD, and Buckeye Toyota.
Back to Fulton Field, where the Lancaster Golden Gales hold a 21-0 lead here at halftime. We hope you enjoyed the halftime band show, the Lancaster Band of Gold, also the Lancaster Golden Gale cheerleaders. And if you like that band show, make sure you head to the Fairfield County Fair next week. You'll not only see the Lancaster band, but you'll see all of the high school bands in Fairfield County. I think band day is Thursday, isn't it, traditionally?
I think that's correct.
All the bands will perform right there on the track in front of the grandstand. Right here, the Gales lead 21-0, and I wanted to bring in Marion. Marion, this is it was a first half, which really, I mean, you look at the scoreboard and you think, all right, 21-0, Gales are in control. This could be way, way worse. They had some mistakes, but they did a nice job of not folding and just coming right back from those mistakes.
Yeah, they really did. You know, they didn't let them, those mistakes that they made, costly penalties, but didn't let them really keep them down or did get dejected, which sometimes you can have in a team that, hasn't had a lot of breaks going their way. We talked about the injuries, talked about, the unfortunate luck that they've had on certain situations. But, again, they're playing hard. They're continuing to execute, and, I think if they continue on the path that they're on, they've had a lot of success running the football, being very physical against this Logan team. They continue on that in the second half, they should be just fine.
And, Shu, on the other side for Logan, you and I just talked before we came back on the air that one guy that Logan has not gotten the ball to tonight, Jim Carver, one of their leading receivers, he's just not been a factor tonight.
No, and, Coach Payton was really high on how he's really performed and getting better. And, he's a junior, he's a big kid, and has played really well from his tight end position. Mm-hmm. He also plays some defense. So, we'll see what happens this half. But, from Logan's standpoint, you just got to come out and now forget the score. You got to play well.
Right.
And, I know Coach Schooner talked about playing well for longer periods because, we talked about those 2 drives that were stifled because of, maybe decisions that players made that, you got to clean that up.
Right. Kickoff taken out of bounds. It's Drew Whitlatch. Whitlatch all the way out to the 40-yard line. A good return by the playmaker, number 2, Drew Whitlatch. And the Gales will be set up at the 40 to take over on offense here to start the second half. I'm not sure what Drew has planned for the future, but we see him play on the basketball court. But he's pretty impressive here on the football field as a wide receiver, but also his return game. That's really a weapon, returning punts and kickoffs.
He's multi-talented.
Yeah.
I mean, he offers a lot. He impacts the game.
First and 10 Gales. Brocco brings him back out. He's got Gordon right behind him. High snap. Hands off to Gordon. Here comes Gordon. Gordon got some blocks. What a move right there. Gordon down to the 35-30 and finally knocked down at the 25-yard line. Big hit, but a big gain for the Gales and Jameer Gordon.
Hey, he's a difference maker.
The move he made right about midfield, that was impressive.
Yeah, watch here. Again, you're
right
not going to.
there.
Yeah, you're not going to get him down by single arms or a little tackle. Now that's a pretty good hit here. But
yeah, right.
Yeah, shoulder to shoulder.
That's Dalton Olvera, sophomore. But a big gain for Jameer Gordon. Brocco back to pass, lofts one to the end zone. He's got Whitlatch. It's a touchdown, Gales. What a pass by the junior quarterback, Brody Brocco. We saw them run that earlier in the game, and it was defended very well. That time, Whitlatch was wide open.
Well, I think once you've run the ball so well, and they have been, I mean, you're just going to pull people up. They're going to, step up a little bit more, and Whitlatch's going to get behind you.
Wyatt Crutch on to kick the extra point out of the hold of Jack Pompey. Good snap, good hold, and a good kick. The Gales are up. Oh, no. Hit the upright on the right side. I thought that was going through for sure. Hit that upright, so the Gales will hold a 27 lead with 11:16 to play in the third quarter. How about that for a start to the third quarter for the Gales, Marion?
Yeah, you can't draw it up any better than that. Outside of the missed extra point, really. I mean, again, we just talked about the explosiveness from Jameer Gordon. I mean, it's just, an incredible player, does such a nice job of circling the field on that one and, getting to the outside, showing that. But, it's about execution with them tonight. If they're able to, continue to execute and make plays as they have been. They've got plenty of playmakers on the offensive side of the football. They should continue to have success.
Yeah. Some scores around the area. Fairfield Christian leads Miller 27-19 at the half. They've come back. They were down in that one, and they've come back, take a 27-19 lead at half. It is Bloom Carroll over Logan Elm 28-7 at halftime. Grove City Christian leads Bern Union 27-7. That one's still in the first half. Amanda Clear Creek shutting out Lucas 28-0 in the third quarter. Fairfield Union shutting out Liberty Union 34-0 in the second half. Crutch kicks it away. Wobbly kick, and I think it was touched by the return man.
It was.
So no penalty for it going out of bounds. And it goes out at the 8. So the Chieftans backed up big time in their territory.
Not how you draw it up.
No.
Well, like I said, you find out as a coach where your team kind of stands. The first defensive series was not good. So now you got to put it in the offense's hand. How much have you progressed? How much better are you going to be?
So Carson Tootle, the junior quarterback for the Chieftans, brings him out. Looking to pass and threw that one right into the ground. It was intended for the man we talked about earlier, Jim Carver. Had a little bit of pressure getting past that offensive line. Landon Evans got in there pretty quick for the Gales. Second and 10. Got 3 receivers to the left side, nobody to the right. Courtney beside of Tootle. Here's a completed pass out to the 10 to James Payton, and Payton gets out to the 15, and that's a pickup of about 7 on the play.
Yeah, James the leading receiver for the team. Leading tackler, leading receiver.
And just a sophomore.
Yes.
So 3rd down coming up here for Logan. Tootle to pass. He's got pressure. Hunter Metz slams him down at the 7-yard line. They'll say the ground caused the fumble, but
yeah,
a great job by Hunter Metz. He came untouched.
Just no time at all. Watch right here.
Wow.
Yeah. Offensively, you know, if you're a player there, you got to make a little more effort to get your body on that linebacker coming.
Yeah. So now the punter, Ethan Courtney, will be in his end zone to punt this one away. And Whitlatch stands at the 42-yard line to receive it. And it's a shank. I don't know if somebody got a hand on it. It goes out of bounds at the, we'll see where he goes. And the yodeler is walking up, and he's at the 25-yard line.
It's not The Price is Right, is it? Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, let's see if, was that touched or just?
Hard to tell, but it didn't look like it.
You know, watch his leg. He did not extend his leg. I think he felt the pressure.
Yeah, there was a lot.
Yeah, he felt some people coming in at him. But Shu, you have a lot of friends in the officiating business. Ask them sometime, why is it that the official walks so far past where the ball goes out of bounds and then walks up where he thinks it does go out?
It's a good question.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Here's a handoff to Green. Brody Burke is in at quarterback now for the Gales. First action in about 3.5 weeks, I think.
Yeah, I know. I talked to his dad, and he wanted him to be able. He's cleared, but really, he's still got a broken finger.
Well, I saw him. He was throwing here on the sideline.
Yeah, he wants to get him some reps because next week he'll be back.
Right.
But you know, he wanted to get him a few reps tonight, but that doesn't always work that way.
Sure. And you could see that finger is still taped up. He broke it on the last play of the game a few weeks ago on a pass that his hand just hit the face mask. And here's Gordon. Gordon might take this one to the house. A flag comes flying in, so it might come back. But a good run by Jameer Gordon.
Got a hold.
And as you always say, there's a reason there was such a big hole there, right?
It sure makes things go a little easier sometimes on offense.
Holding. Offense. Number 16. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay 2nd down.
Backs him up, 2nd down and 13 here. There's Burke's finger, the index finger on his throwing hand.
Yeah, that's what makes it tough.
Yeah.
I think he hit a helmet.
He did.
Yeah.
On the pass, it was the last play of the game.
Through.
Yeah, on the follow through, hit somebody's helmet.
Penalty.
Well, they get the 5
Second down.
back.
Well,
they don't get the touchdown back, but they get 5 back here.
Well, and those are the things you can clean up. You know, here we are in week 7. There's no way you should be having pre-snap penalties.
Right.
So as a coach, you can fix those things.
Well, and that's one of the things Coach Schoonover said areas to improve fundamentals, and that's a fundamental thing.
It is.
So did Coach Payton as well. He said fundamentals and details. And those are details that you have to have this late in the season. Bring up a 3rd down and 2 for the Gales. Burke has Gordon standing right behind him. Clock rolls at 8:02 to play in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 2 here. It is Gordon right up the middle, and Gordon has the first down up near the 10-yard line. Get my first down. Looks like they'll mark it at the 12. Let's set the chains and start the clock. Gales lead at 27-0. Looking to punch another one in here. Lancaster coming in at 1-5. They've lost their last 5 games. They could definitely use a win here. Try to build some confidence. Burke back to pass. Looking to the end zone, and he's going to be dragged down at the 18-yard line. That was one that he'd probably like to have back. He would either throw it away. Somebody tried to get open and came across the middle, but that's a hard play to make. You're rolling to your left to try to throw back across your body to the middle, and now we see Brockle coming back in and Burt coming off the field here with a 2nd down and long. Brockle back to pass. Throws one over the middle, almost intercepted. I think the intended receiver was Whitlatch, and a good job defensively by the Chieftans.
Yeah, they had that well covered. Watch.
So we'll see what the Gales do here. 3rd down and 16. I'm sure they brought Brockle back in because of his ability to pass here on 3rd and long.
Sure.
Brody has pressure coming from the backside, and he's going to be wrapped up and thrown down at the 28-yard line, and that is Ethan Courtney on the sack for the Chieftans.
Big play.
Real big play. I mean, you look at where this drive started at the 12, and now they're all the way back to the 28.
Well, this is where you
it
find
also includes a wiped-off
That's
touchdown.
right. That's where you find a little bit about your team. But, you know, the Gales have been hurt 3 times in offensive drives by penalties.
Yeah.
Jared, those things are just, you have to be taken care of at this time of year.
So 4th down now and 25. The ball on the 27-yard line. Brockle going to keep it himself, just run right up the middle, and Brockle up to the 15, still very shy of the first down, but they got some yardage, and will back Logan up.
Try to kick a field goal maybe.
Well, that was 4th, though, so.
Oh, that was 4th down, okay. Yeah.
So Logan takes over. Apologize, we had some technical difficulty. Our monitor in the press box was glitching on us, going in and out. Now we got it back.
We just wanted Shane to get some exercise. Come up here and look at it, right?
Tell you what, that's a haul.
It is.
I mean, you get up that first set of stadium bleachers, and you're like, okay, good, we're here. And then you've got a whole other set to come up to get to the upper deck. So good job by the Logan defense. You got to feel pretty good about some of the stops that they've had, especially in the red zone.
Well,
tonight.
even teams that struggle, Jared, have good things happen sometimes. Sure. And that's a hard thing to focus on, especially in our society.
Right. Tootle going to be wrapped up and sacked back around the 10-yard line. Looks like they'll mark it at the 11. Landon Knox again on the
it's
stop.
just too long. I mean, just the play's taking too long to develop, and the pressure gets there.
Here it is in the Pink Cricket replay.
At about 1,003, 1,004, that's just too long.
Yeah, Courtney did a good job on the block, but, man, that's a lot to ask him to hold him that long.
No, you got to get rid of the football. You got to have plays that, there's available receivers and the quarterback can get rid of them.
Yeah. 2nd and 14. Clock rolls under 5 minutes to play here in this 3rd quarter. Here's a handoff coming left of the guard, getting up to the 13-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 11. So far tonight, it seems like Logan has been very limited in the pass game.
Yes, they have. I mean, we talked earlier, that difficulty all year, scoring points and, and moving the ball. Just not quite there where they need to be.
Tootle to pass. Good coverage by the Gales. He's trying to make something happen with his legs. Gets out across the 20 and steps out of bounds. Did he step out of bounds after the first down? And he did. They'll give him the first down. Good run by Carson Tootle.
Yeah, it kind of showed a little more speed there, too.
Yeah.
He picked it up a little bit because he knew where he had to go.
So 1st and 10 for the Chieftans at their own 25. Gales lead at 27-0. Under 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Tootle takes the high snap, hands it off to Courtney. Courtney straight ahead, bowls his way forward across the 30. Good little run there by Ethan Courtney, the junior.
I mean, when you mention everybody, they're almost all going to be juniors,
Yeah.
Jared.
With even a few sophomores thrown in there. And we've seen a lot of freshman Hayden Harper as well tonight, especially defensively.
Ethan Courtney is their leading rusher for the year.
Tootle hands it to Courtney. No, he doesn't. He keeps it himself, rolls out, looking, and just overthrows his intended receiver. I think he had him over on the sideline. The intended receiver was number 12, Hayden Harper. That's the freshman that we just mentioned.
Really good fake. They really influenced the defense.
Yeah.
And, he's got room out there. He has vision. He's got some size. Just got to improve on his accuracy.
Got a shot of a drone here. I believe the Lancaster coaching staff, that they've had a drone at every game right about that same spot, whether they're home or away. And I think that that is an OHSAA point of reference this year. They've talked about it's up to the host site if you're allowed to have a drone for coaching purposes. So they take some video from that and analyze it throughout the week.
Sometimes the technology in the game amazes me, guys,
Yeah.
even at the high school level. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got a drone getting your all 22 shots there. That's for a high school team. Heck, when I was at Ohio University, a Division I program, we had a trailer that they would bring in and just kind of have to lift it up, so it was not the same.
Well,
not the same.
Mario, you were with us at Groveport this year. They had a big tent with a big screen TV under it where the guys could come off the field and just watch what they could use as for coaching purposes.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And our producer director Josh Messerly reminds us in our ears about VHS tapes. Sure, you've got a lot of experience having coached basketball
We're
for years.
not going there.
Having to make long trips to trade film, right?
Oh, my.
The VHS
Tape exchange.
Oh, yeah. And see, it wasn't mandatory in basketball. Football, they did it. It was just part of the deal.
Yeah.
And basketball, it was kind of cutthroat.
Yeah.
Just go get them or not. And I wasn't willing not to see an opponent if I couldn't see him live. I wanted to tape.
Right. On the other end for the Gales, it's Jameer Gordon getting up near the 25-yard line. Brocco back in at quarterback for the Gales.
Yeah, that little short option has been tough for Logan.
Yeah.
They've gotten a perimeter. Of course, you have Jameer, who's a really good back, along with good blocking, and it's certainly a reason to be successful.
Brocco under center. We don't see this a whole lot anymore from the Gales. It's an end around. This is Quentin Green, and Green going to take it to the house. Touchdown, Gales.
Did you notice where he had the ball?
Yep, high and tight, baby.
Only takes one to learn.
Yeah, we saw him in the first half.
Yeah, that and the
Lose
bench.
one. Yeah, you're right.
The bench will help you understand.
That's right. Good run there by Quentin Green. Here it is.
Yep. Watch him stick that ball. Love it.
Great blocking on the perimeter as well, guys.
They've had pretty good blocking all night.
Yeah. When they're not holding.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. You just, that's technique, you know, and understanding.
Wyatt Crutch on to kick the extra point. This one is up, and this is good this time. Makes it 34-0 with 152 and counting here in the third quarter. Means we will have a running clock. There's Coach Schoonover. It's a good shot right there. Coach Schoonover looking and talking with Quentin Green. Also Coach Pezzo, Coach Dalton. Remember Coach Dalton from his head coaching days at Byrne Union and then out at Amanda Clear Creek. He's a pretty good offensive mind. Hey, they've really, you look at this offense that the Gales are running now. It's totally different. Coach Dalton has come in and kind of transformed it.
Same concepts as far as what you want to do and things, but if you don't have the personnel to run the wing tee,
right.
First of all, you need, as you talked about, which they've always had, not so much anymore, but they had a lot of backs.
Right.
You need a lot of backs because they're going to block, they're going to be involved. But, you know, you spread the field and you actually block less people.
Mm-hmm. And you also look at it like this too. When you've got playmakers like a Drew Whitlatch, and if you would run a wing tee all the time, you're never going to get him the ball. And so they've found ways and done a great job of transforming it and getting the playmakers the ball, like Green, like Gordon, like Whitlatch. And when Cam Griffith was healthy, he was starting to get involved much more in that offense from his tight end position. Uh-oh! Logan could not fall on the kickoff, and the Gales get it, and they'll have great field position here.
Wow.
I was going to mention earlier, Wyatt Crutch has done a great job. Those low line drive kicks, they take some weird bounces, and Logan really had trouble with it here.
Well, you got to remember, this ball, as you watch it, is not round.
Yeah.
It takes funny bounces, as you said.
Yeah, guys, that's a specific skill. You've been seeing it more in the NFL now. They call it those dirty ball kicks. So it's just kind of like, the kicker specifically, hits it as a sidewinder or whatever you want to, and hopes that they can get, those awkward bounces, and you see what happens.
I don't have a 36 listed on
You know who that is?
Who is that?
That's Brody Brooks' younger brother.
Landon
Ninth
Burke.
grade. Landon.
Really? Okay. Yeah, he's not listed on the roster.
He's been making some plays on the special
How about
teams
that?
tonight. Yeah.
So Landon Burke comes away with the recovery on the kickoff. Incomplete pass on first down there for the Gales. But the clock will roll as it is above a 30-point lead for Lancaster. So for the remainder of the game, as long as it stays 30 points, it will run. Brody Burke back in at quarterback with Quentin Green behind him. 3 receivers out to the right side. Green right up the middle. Man, he just like Gordon.
Yeah.
Just shot out of a cannon as he goes up the middle.
And they do a great job of getting the momentum going quick.
Very impressive 2 backs for Lancaster, Quentin Green and Jameer Gordon. They're going to let the clock run here in the third quarter. They will have a 3rd down and 1 on the other end of the field when we start the fourth quarter.
And as they march the other direction, Jared, tonight's second half scoreboard sponsor is Pizza Cottage, now with 2 locations in Lancaster at West Fair Avenue and East Main Street. Pizza Cottage, always using the finest ingredients, treating their customers and employees like family, and always giving back to our community.
Saturday nights in the Stewart household is usually pizza night, and last week was Pizza Cottage pizza night.
It's good.
It is very good. Have you noticed? It seems that Lancaster is the pizza capital of the world. It just does. I mean, there's so many good pizza places.
I think it's everywhere.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with pizza.
As I tell people, there's no bad pizza, just some's better than others.
That's true. Now, Shu, you're a popcorn guy too, though.
Yeah, now that's the same way. I'll eat about all popcorn, but there are some places that it's even better.
Yeah. I used to work with a guy years ago in a radio station, and this guy liked his popcorn burnt. And you knew when you walked in that if he was working because you could smell the burnt popcorn.
Man, that's not my style right there.
Me either.
No.
No. All right, here we go. 3rd down and 1 for the Gales as we start the 4th quarter. Burke stays in at quarterback. He will hand it to Green. Green has a 1st down and more across the 5, down inside the 5 to the 3-yard line.
Yeah, they run those little split back set here, and they cross. And, you know, if you can, as Coach Schooner says, dirty the eyes of the defenders a little bit, it's hard to follow the ball.
This time in with them is Isaiah Miller. He's a sophomore. We haven't even mentioned him. He's another guy who he's played some big minutes for the Gales offensively as well this year at running back. So I would assume next year when they're without Green, as he'll graduate, Miller will step right in with Gordon and be that second back. Here is Miller taking the carry and going to the end zone for the touchdown. Isaiah Miller, the sophomore, gets the touchdown for the Gales. So Wyatt Crutch will come back on to kick the extra point. Right into the band of gold. As you see the student section on Neon Night getting fired up here at Fulton Field. Pompey puts it down and Crutch kicks it through. 10:31 to play in the ball game. Gales now lead it 41-0 over the Chieftans. Check some scores of other games around the area. Fairfield Christian still holds that 27-19 lead. Bloom Carroll over Logan Elm 28-7. Amanda Clear Creek over Lucas in the 4th quarter 35-7. Fairfield Union is up their lead over Liberty Union 41-0. Pickerington Central leads Newark 38-7. Sheridan and Philo, that's a close one in the 4th quarter, 14-7. Sheridan leads at Philo. Gahanna Lincoln leads New Albany 38-7 in the 3rd quarter. Groveport Madison, they're going to be winning what, their 4th in a row, I think. They're up 17-0 over Reynoldsburg right now. New Lex over Maysville 54-7. And here's an interesting one. In the 4th quarter, Upper Arlington and Olentangy Liberty tied up at 6.
Dogfight there.
Yeah. Right here at Fulton Field, the Gales lead the Chieftains 41-0 as Crutch, again, that low line drive kick, takes a bounce, but Courtney is there to pick it up this time. He took a hard hit but stayed on his feet and then gets a little bit further ahead. But I think he's got a cramp. He'll have that worked out. Take a look at some computer points, and we'll let you kind of dive into how this is done, Shu. It can be confusing.
Yeah, each region they take 12 teams, you know, so the first 4 teams are going to get a bye.
Right.
Now, how that works for them, we'll find out the results this year. You know, some people get out of that routine or whatever, but, you know, we had some games, I would say, in the last few years when you took 16 from each region. It just wasn't competitive enough, honestly. But, you know, Lancaster's at 15th, get a win tonight, and you know what? They got to start piling them on because they have opportunity. When you see the 10th, 11th, and 12th teams there, they're not that far behind.
Right. And the Gales have some winnable games here at the end of the season.
You got to play well.
Hunter Metz makes a stop right there in the backfield.
As you should. What do they go, Canal next week? Is that right, what we saw?
Yes.
That'll be a challenge, but you know what?
No, I think Canal's in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Next week is
Reynoldsburg.
Yeah. So you've got opportunities.
And then finish off Newark
here. So all you got to do is play better. You got to keep improving and play better. You know, and you know, when even you look for Logan here, who's not won a game, they just got to continue to work at it and get better because it's not going to change overnight.
Tootle back to pass. Wow, how did he get out of that pressure? Up across the 30 and finally brought down at the 34-yard line. He ran a long way to get, actually got about 10 yards. It was 2nd down and 12, or 3rd down and 12. That'll bring up, that was 2nd down. That brings up a 3rd down and about 3 or 4 here for the Chieftains. Jackson Up made the stop for the Gales.
Yeah, really, Lancaster has control of both sides of the line of scrimmage in the second half. That's why this game has gotten the way it's gotten.
Lancaster getting some different players in on defense. You mentioned Landon Burke. He's in there now on defense. Also, JoJo Caldwell, who we talked about earlier, he's on defense as well. Another freshman out there getting some quality playing time here in the varsity game under the Friday night lights. As the clock rolls down at 8:06 to play in the game. Tootle fakes the handoff, looking to pass. Hits his receiver and brought down. Landon Burke makes a stop at the 40-yard line. The reception was made by Aiden Lambert.
Well, Landon's starting to make a name for himself tonight, isn't he?
He is. He's grown quite a bit since his junior high days. He was a quarterback, short, and he's grown. He's playing linebacker right now. 1st and 10 for the Chieftans. Tootle back to pass, and too high for the intended receiver, who was Hayden Harper. Clock continues to roll as we have the running clock. Gales lead at 41-0. Stay tuned. At the end of the game, we will, Marion will try to get Coach Schoonover for some comments after this one. Tootle rolling out and dumps it off and almost picked off. In and out of the hands of his intended receiver, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, you know, he hasn't had the greatest accuracy, but he's also had a lot of passes that could have been caught.
Sure, you're right.
You know, he made a great fake right there. Again, an influence fake to influence the defense. Got himself open on the perimeter, and, you know, that's not a bad pass, Jared.
Right. Yeah, we've seen several go through the hands of his receivers tonight.
And again, that just comes with routine of repetition, practice, and confidence. And you know what? I'm sure Coach Payton's quite aware of that.
And we have a whistle. And Coach Payton will take a timeout. With 5:54 to play in the contest and a running clock. While we have a timeout, let's go ahead and talk about our players of the game. Let's do the Logan player of the game first, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Thanks to Larry Tipton and the crew for great food, great service, and the best sports viewing in town. It's all at Buffalo Wild Wings in the Plaza Shopping Center on North Memorial Drive in Lancaster.
Well, I think that they have two players that have stood out. You know, Carson Tootle and trying to think here for a second.
44?
Yeah, he's been good, and Jimmy Payton's been good.
Jimmy Payton's been good.
So, but I think Carson's probably had the most responsibility tonight from his free safety position, along with running the team, and he's made some scrambles and positive things, and he's just got to keep working to get better.
And there he is, number 5, Carson Tootle, the junior quarterback for Logan. He is our Logan player of the game, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. And after this play, we'll get to our Lancaster player of the game, as Tootle will keep it himself. And, takes a big hit, but they didn't wrap him up. And Tootle going all the way back to the other side of the field. He's got a lot of running room and a saving tackle right there at the shoestrings. The stop made by the Gales' Kyson Jones. Tonight's Lancaster player of the game is brought to you by the Carriage Company, located at 1031 North Memorial Drive in Lancaster. Stop in and see Brian Kilbarger for a sweet deal, or learn more at carriagecompany.com.
I mean, they've had a lot of players contribute and do a lot of things but you know, Jameer impacts the game so much offensively, because he doesn't come down easy. He does a lot of positive things, and I just think Jameer is the player of the game this evening.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. Number 4, Jameer Gordon, is our Lancaster player of the game. There he is. He's had an outstanding season, and tonight, really a big night for Jameer.
The only thing I would ever say to Jameer, if I ever had an opportunity, to say, don't respond negatively to other people's actions.
Yep, you're right.
And you know what? Because your reaction will be seen much more than the initial one.
Marion, you were a running back, as we all know, and a very good one at that. And you know, Jameer's a good one. We've seen him do it with the pitches, going outside. We've seen him go up the middle. Did you have a preference as a running back? Did you want to, go right up the middle, or did you like to get out in space around the end?
I always wanted to be out in space. From the time I started playing football, Pop Warner in 4th grade, I always wanted to try to get on the perimeter. And, I had a coach that always said, circle the field, run where they ain't, try to get outside. So I always tried to do that. But, yeah, taking the pitches. And particularly, what Jameer's been able to really do this evening that I've been impressed with, is how he maintains that pitch relationship on those speed option routes, and keeps the pace with the quarterback as he's running. And as soon as that pitch comes to you, you catch that pitch and you just go. Yeah. Because you've got that momentum going forward. That was me in high school and even in college, running the triple option at Ohio University. Loved doing that. And you can see that works well for Jameer as well.
I have to tell you, though, Marion, I'm kind of surprised you said that. We don't have it. I don't think we have it tonight, but we've seen pictures of you in that jersey for the Heath Bulldogs and the Ohio Bobcats. Those shoulder pads, those were Mike Allstott shoulder pads. I mean, you looked like you were ready to go up the middle and knock some people over.
But that, Jared, as well as anyone, that was a style back then.
Everybody wore it back then, yeah.
Now the kids want to wear as few pads as possible.
Right.
They want to, have their pants rolled up all the way up to their thighs.
I
That's
will
why
never
they put
understand
that rule
that.
in,
Yeah.
exactly. But back in the 90s, man, I tell you, you wanted the big shoulder pads. If you even got a neck roll, that was even, better. So there you go.
Well, they just got Carver the ball we had talked about the whole time, and he made a nice reception. There you go.
There he is. Ask and you shall receive. There's the Bobcat himself, Marion Royster.
I probably look like RoboCop in that picture with all those pads on, huh?
Hey,
that's back when Peyton had grass.
I was flipping channels the other night, and they had an 80s game on some channel.
Yeah.
And he's right. My goodness. I went, wow.
Different game.
Oh, my.
I tell you, it's something.
I think your shoulder pads got a little bit smaller in college, but I remember seeing the Heath Bulldog uniform. Those things were big.
Yeah, they were. They were big. And I tried to get an even bigger pair, and they wouldn't give them to me. So just what we did. And you didn't even think about speed back then. I don't know why. We probably should have been.
Yeah.
I probably would have taken, 0.2 seconds off my 40 had I wore some reasonable equipment. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it is. 1st and 10 here for Logan at the Gale 30-yard line. 41-0. Gales lead it with 4:19 to play in the ball game. Tootle back to pass. Nobody's open, so he's going to tuck it and run over the left side and get out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, no contain there, but the clock runs.
Tell you what, the pass coverage from the Gales has been excellent tonight.
Yeah, he's gotten out a lot of times and just has seen nothing open down the field. So, I mean, the most effective offensive plays they've had have been him scrambling.
2nd down and 5. Two receivers will split to the right side. Ethan Courtney stands to the right of Tootle. Wow, that was a weird-looking snap. I don't know if it hit somebody. Pass is complete out to Peyton. And he might have gained a yard on that one.
Hey, looking at the history of this series, they've played 12 times. Tonight was the 13th time Lancaster and Logan have played. Next year will probably be the final time down at Chieftain Stadium, which is, we've talked about their facility. But it's kind of sad that, that'll be 14 years that they've played off and on since, it started back in 04, but it's been a good rivalry. It's up and down Route 33, as I call it. We have the Route 33 league with Groveport and Canal and Lancaster.
And last year, I didn't realize this, but, I think we talked about it last year when these two teams played. That was the first time in 10 years that they had played. And that game back in 2014, we remember that one well. Down at Logan, a 43-42. As you see a touchdown pass there, or they're saying, I'm not sure what did they say he didn't have control of it? Did anybody
signal touchdown.
Did he? Okay.
Yes, he did.
I didn't see the head linesman.
I didn't either.
I think it was the back judge that called a touchdown.
Okay.
So nice pass from Carson Tootle there.
Watch it here.
And that's Peyton on the receiving end. Yeah, he definitely had it. But as I was saying, back in 2014, we were there. at Logan when the Gales went for 2
yes.
to win that one 43-42 in 2 overtimes.
Was,
that was back before you didn't have to go for 2.
That's exactly right.
But Coach Carpenter decided, let's end this thing right
yeah,
now.
That was a heck of a game.
It was.
Up.
Well, we got a moment here as we'll have a kickoff. I want to say thanks to our Interface Video Productions crew. They always do an outstanding job. Bob Capetti was with us helping set up, and the other guys tonight, Donnie Ziegfeld. We have Jim Spires on one of our cameras tonight. Tom Russo down on the field. Josh Messerly is in the truck. Shane Messina also. He's been running all over the place. He came up and tried to help us out with the monitor. And there's Jason Roush on the camera, the mid-camera in the bleachers. And as we said, those guys are top-notch, do a great job. And I have people that will contact me and tell me that they watch our games from out of town and they compare them to other games that they watch around the state, and they say that our camera work, our replay work, our graphics are second to none.
I would agree with that.
I would too. So thank you guys for all the work you do and time you put in. You're here way before us when it's still hot and sunny out, getting set up, and you're here long after we're gone, tearing everything down, and they do a great job.
You know, we talked about them ending the relationship after next year because Logan will join the Mid-State Lake Buckeye, but that's not till 27. So they'll be playing in the OCC again next year. So
looking ahead at that, how do you think? What do you think that'll look? Personally, I think watching this team play, I think they'll compete well.
They'll be fine. They actually fit there.
Yeah.
It's always been tough for Logan. They're kind of in the middle of a lot of places. They were SEOL for a long time, and then that league broke up and changed and turned.
They tried to get into the TVC. TVC wouldn't take them, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, don't understand some of that. But so they've always been kind of left out, and they've been playing independently, and that's very hard.
Yeah.
In every sport, trying to find schedules and games, it's been very difficult. So they joined the OCC here, and like we said, sometimes it's okay, but you got to look at the reality of it, and they really will. I think they'll feel comfortable. The trips aren't far. It'll be good for their community to play in the Mid-State League Buckeye.
Kickoff will be taken by the Gales, number 32 for the Gales. That is Jackson Utt on the return. Now, Shu, one thing that you got to think about. I mean, obviously. You look at Logan, they'll match up well. They'll do fine with Bloom Carroll, Fairfield Union.
They'll be good battles.
Hamilton Township. But you wonder about Liberty Union, D6. I mean, that's going to be tough for them.
Yeah, I don't know.
In all sports.
Yeah, I don't know what the future holds. I don't make those decisions in the MSL. And they're going to have to make some decisions whether they move to the Cardinal
which
or
they used to be
there.
in.
Yeah, so I don't know. There's a lot of talk and a lot of things going on with that.
Coming up next week, we've got a big-time rivalry matchup, Bern Union and Fisher Catholic right here at Fulton Field. And that's always a good one. Fisher Catholic has won the last 2 in that, even in down years. Now Fisher Catholic having a really good year. They are 5-1 right now, and that's going to be a good one. If you hear some cheering, that's because coming into the game for the Gales is number 89, Joshua Hawk. He's a sophomore, 5'4", 100 pounds, number 89. If you watch Gales games, if you come to any Gales game, you'll see Joshua Hawk on the sideline running up and down the sideline, trying to get not only his teammates fired up, but the fans as well. And Joshua is into the game right now for the Lancaster Golden Gales. As we see a run straight ahead. Clock rolls down inside of a minute to play. They will have to snap it one more time as the play clock is down to 23, the game clock at 26. Brett Toronto in at quarterback for the Gales. And behind him is Joel Cade at running back. Going to be Cade taking the handoff, going over right tackle. Cade, nice run up across midfield and getting across the 40-yard line. And that's how this one will end, with the Golden Gales winning this one 41-7 over the Logan Chieftans on their home field on homecoming night. Congratulations to Coach Schoonover and his staff and the players. This was a much-needed win for them as they had lost 5 in a row, dropping their record to 1-5, and they came out tonight and they proved something to themselves, I think.
They did. At some point when you've not won for 5 weeks, it's a challenge inside the ears, and along with personnel and all those things going on. But congrats to them. The second half, they cut down on the mistakes, finished drives, and they were just a better team.
Yeah. Coach Schoonover and his crew his staff has kept their team focused, even through injuries, through some other issues they've had. They've had a lot of guys in and out of the lineup for various reasons and a lot of subs in the game, and they fought through a lot of adversity, and so you got to give credit where it's due. So Coach Schoonover and his staff have done a good job of keeping them focused as you see the Golden Gales running over, and they will get to sing the alma mater with the student section. They call it Gold's Up right here. They'll hold those gold helmets high in the air and celebrate this victory over the Logan Chieftans. And I see Marion out talking to Coach Schoonover, trying to see if we can get a word with him after the victory. And Gales are down there with the students, the cheerleaders, ready to celebrate this win. We've been told that Coach Schoonover wants to talk to his team before he talks to Marion. So, let's preview real quick next week's game. Bern Union and Fisher Catholic. That's the one we mentioned. Fisher has won 2 in a row in that rivalry, but that's one where really, you hear it cliche all the time, throw the records out the window. It really is true in that rivalry game.
Yeah, it's always an interesting game because last year it looked as though Fisher wasn't really going to be able to deal with Bern, and they went down there, and Coach Timmis moved some people around and got Hyde O'Reilly the ball and ended up pulling out a victory on the road down there, which is a tough game always.
And they've had a good season so far this year. They're 5-1. However, they're going to be playing without a couple of starters. Ethan O'Reilly, unfortunately, is out for the year and possibly even for basketball as well. Had a broken ankle at Miller last week. And also, I believe they had another starter who went down with injury last week as well. And so that's going to be tough for them to overcome. But it's next man up, like we talked tonight.
Yep, it is. And the Bern game's always a good game, big game. Coach Herbst does a great job at Bern also, as does Coach Timmis at Fisher. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Fisher will have here tomorrow night. They'll have Millersport first. So obviously they don't want to overlook that one before they head into the Bern game next week. But I tell you, Millersport, we talked about Coach Trainish earlier this year. He's got his program on the right track. They're moving upward in that program, and kudos to him as well. So you never know. You can't count anybody out on a Friday or Saturday night in high school football here in Ohio.
No, much more consistent the Lakers have been playing.
You see Coach Schoonover talking to his team. Got the full attention, the eyes of his players focused. It's an emotional win for Coach Schoonover as well.
Yeah. Actually, he's his dad's having some poor health, and I know Coach doesn't want that to be made part of it, but he's doing what he told me what his dad would want him to do to be here to coach the football team, and we wish him the best.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think Marion has him ready to go down there, so let's throw it down to the field to Marion Royster.
Yes, thanks, guys. I'm here with Coach Schoonover. Coach, excellent win tonight. Congratulations. Really just an offensive explosion from the start. 41 points on the board. You're able to really run the football, establish your dominance, and the physicality was really on display.
I thought really in the first quarter we didn't play great. I thought that we were, we made mistakes. We had a fumble. We weren't great. We just had mistakes and penalties and things like that. On the first drive, I think we actually had to punt, but I really thought our guys picked it up in the second quarter and really in the third quarter to kind of put the game away. Proud of how hard they worked. I'm just proud. I can't say enough about them, and I'm really happy that they deserve to get a win tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned the penalties. You know, there were some real, crucial ones. Some took some points off the board, but you guys just seemed to play through that and really respond really well. And that seemed to be a takeaway from maybe some of the other maybe lessons you should learn from other games earlier in the season.
Yeah, I mean, we've been able to score. We've been able to score offensively, but I thought defensively tonight I was really happy with how hard they played. I was really happy with, gang tackling, getting to the football, wrapping, getting guys on the ground. I thought they did a really good job with that. I think, we've had a rough stretch of 5 games, and now we're able to put a stretch of our own together a little bit, and so we're finally getting healthy. And again, I'm really happy for our guys.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to talk about the injury bug that you guys been hit with. Again, it's been really tough. You've lost some key players, but it seems you guys have some guys stepping up in crucial places and making plays when you need to make them.
Yeah, we got a lot of young guys playing right now. I had a couple freshmen out there tonight. JoJo Caldwell, Landon Burke came out and playing outside linebacker a little bit. I thought he looked really well. But, Brody Brockle's been a kid up to the quarterback position that has really done a great job with our team. He just has. He's managed our offense. He's been able to generate explosive plays. He's a tough kid, and, we had to move him from safety. He started safety. Then we moved him over to quarterback, and he's really kind of picked up from there. So I couldn't be happier for those kids, and just really happy for them. I said happy a lot.
No, you should be happy. It was a big win. And how do you use this win for the rest of the season? Still a lot of season, a lot of football left to play. Where do you guys go from here?
It's day to day. We got to get better tomorrow, and then on Monday we got to get better on Monday. So hopefully we had a guy. Hopefully we get our recovery. We need to get our rest, but we're just got to be day to day. Can we be the best versions of ourselves next week? And can we be the best versions of ourselves tomorrow, then Monday, and go from there? So, listen, I want to say one thing. I just want, Dad, I don't know if you're going to hear this. I don't know where you are, but we love you, and you're the toughest guy I know. You're my hero, and I appreciate you. I love you, Dad.
Congrats, Coach. We're thinking of you. Back to you guys.
Can't end it in any better way than what Coach Schoonover put it right there, and being able to send out love to his dad, 41-7 victory, and I know that his dad's proud of him.
Those are tough situations.
Yeah.
But you, unfortunately, as we get older, we go through those things, and we have to learn how to work through it the best we can. And our thoughts and prayers are with Coach Schoonover and his family. And, it's there's not a lot you can say sometimes, Jared. You just kind of got to proceed and do the best you can.
Coming up next week, we've got Bern Union and Fisher Catholic. One last thought from Marion on that one coming up next week.
Looking forward to next week's game. Should be a good one. As we talked about, Fisher and Bern, 2 teams that are on a good trajectory. So we're looking forward to next week's game, and tonight was a good one as well. And congrats to the Golden Gales.
Once again, your final score: Lancaster wins it over Logan on homecoming night, 41-7. For our entire Interphase Video Productions crew, and Marion Royster and Tim Shoemaker, I'm Jared Stewart. Have yourselves a great night, everybody.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. Also brought to you by Fairfield Medical Center, North Body Shop, Fairfield Federal, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Pizza Cottage, The Carriage Company, Fairfield County Adam H., The Savings Bank, Sheridan Funeral Home, Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, Buckeye Lake Marina, The Pink Cricket, Clear Sky Rehabilitation Hospital, Fairfield DD, and Buckeye Toyota.